There were a lot of ninja games on the Famicom and NES, in what seemed to be the golden era of ninjas. One of the few ninja games on Super Nintendo is almost as elusive as a real ninja, Hagane the Final Conflict. Just Hagane in the Super Famicom version, which is what I have, as the overseas versions are surprisingly rare. This is believed to be due to Hagane's status as a blockbuster exclusive in the US, but this fact has been debated by people like the excellent SNES Drunk channel. Even though Hagane was produced by Hudson and not Tecmo, it is the closest you'll get to a proper 16-bit Ninja Gaiden game. Hagane is quite difficult, although it does do away with the knockback feature and has less annoying enemies than Ninja Gaiden. It does cut the health bar down by a lot, and some stages, like the one where the screen moves and the floor suddenly explodes beneath you, feels like something out of Battletoads. You have many weapons at your disposal. You start the game equipped with 4 of them. A sword, of course, that looks a bit like the sword in Strider, but with a little more restraint. Bombs, throwing knives, and a chain. Most of the time the sword does the trick nicely, but the knives are good for long-range attacks, the bombs are good for hitting ground-level enemies and the like, and the chain can shoot upward, as well as grab onto the ceiling. But wait, there's more! There's a super attack that fills the screen that you can use with A. Hold it down while jumping for a Mario-style attack, down and A to slide, which is good for dodging, and L and R to do somersaults. These can be combined with attacks, and the more you somersault, the attack changes. You can also cling to ceilings and wall jump. This is a game that gives you a lot of freedom in movement and attack options, and it feels good. Except when it doesn't. In stage 2-2, you need to start using the mid-air roll you can use by pressing the jump button again in the air, but you can't do it at any time you want. You have to do it shortly after jumping. And the thing is, these junk boxes get in the way and mess you up. It can get a bit frustrating. The difficulty of the game is not limited to you only having 3 units of health, which can be upgraded to 5 by the way. But Hagane, unlike Ninja Gaiden, limits you to 7 continues, which is a little harsh for this kind of game. And another problem is that if you get a game over on 1-4, you get sent back to 1-1, Super Mario Bros. Style. There's also a time limit, and the enemies respawn quickly if you move backwards. It's not quite as frustrating as Ninja Gaiden in that regard, but still. It's a good idea in general to keep moving, but I also find that if you skip enemies, they don't forget about you. They will give chase and follow you as if they have a vendetta against you. The graphics are excellent, as expected, as this game was made by the same developer that made Kishin Doji Senki Reto Raiden 1 year later. The game has a lot going on at any given time, and only occasionally has slowdown. The music isn't bad either. Hagane is one of those games that are worth the price of tracking it down. It's expensive, but not as ridiculously so as for instance Magical Poppin' or Rendering Ranger R2. And do remember that the Japanese version, which is easier to find as well as cheaper, is identical to the Western versions, besides the text, which there isn't a lot of. Go ninja, go! Wait, wrong ninjas. Anyway, Hagane, a very good game. Hard, but good.